Hi there everyone, welcome to another Pokemon Ultra Moon Wi-Fi battle. This was a fun battle I had against a YouTube streamer, or a pair of them anyway, from the channel Pokélore, I believe it was called. I really should have checked that up before recording this. But oh well, I think it was Pokélore, and there were two players. One was a guy called Ben, and the other had some sort of nickname. And they were both battling, and I challenged one, and I managed to get one, and yeah, I was happy to do a mixed OU battle. I put together a nice little random team here of mons I like, and he's got a pretty solid looking team there himself. So, here is how it went. Here we are. So I lead off with Ariados, of course. I'm wanting to get up my sticky webs, as he leads off with his rock plant. Probably wanting to get up his stealth rocks. So out goes the web, making his whole team slower than me now. And he sets up the rocks. So I figure I'll stay in here. I'll go for a Mega Horn. These rock plants are usually more specially defensive than physically. But he switches into his Ferrothorn, but that's not too much of a problem because I'll be hitting him with a stab 120 base power neutral attack. But I miss. Well, since I missed, I can keep my Focus Sash intact, and I'll switch out into Delmise. Get rid of those rocks before I bring in something like Charizard who can handle this. Delmise can't really hurt the Ferrothorn, unfortunately, but I do want to get rid of those hazards, even if it does hurt me like hell when I make contact with him. But we actually see the switch into Hooper, and my opponent said, "Oh no, I forgot Hooper's not a ghost type anymore." This form of Hooper anyway. So a Rapid Spin does get off, and we get rid of those lovely hazards. And I don't want to be whacked by this thing, so I'm going to switch out and go into my most expendable member, Ariados. As we see Shadow Ball come out, and it lands, doing hefty damage. But since it's caught in a web, hopefully I can outspeed. But no, we see he outspeeds. What could this mean? He must be holding a Choice Scarf. Not to mention he used the same attack twice in a row. So now that I know he's Scarfed, I'll go into Togekiss, who I think can take a non-stab Shadow Ball for days. So out it comes, lands, and we get the damn special D-drop. Unfortunate, as we went for the nasty plot, but I think I should be able to survive another one, even with that drop. So we've boosted our special attack, and he's still going for his lovely Shadow Balls. Does big damage, but of course we do live it, and I can retaliate with a Dazzling Gleam. Nicely one-hit KOing with a critical hit. Probably would have one-hit KO without one too, but oh well. Next in comes Tyranitar. Bad move on my opponent's part. This is not your ordinary Togekiss. I am Max Offensive Togekiss. So of course I have that lovely coverage move of Aura Sphere. Base 90 special fighting attack. Guaranteed to hit, cannot miss. Down goes Tyranitar. Nice clean one-hit KO, even without the critical hit. And the sand, of course, causing my game to lag slightly. Now out comes Goldberg, the confusingly named Jinx. I think I might outspeed here, so I'll go for an attack, but actually we see the Fake Out. Good priority. Putting my HP down to 7, and with the Sandstorm damage, that does take me out. Unfortunate, Togekiss could have done a bit more work there, but oh well. It swept nicely for 2 turns. So now's a good time to bring in Golisopod to hit this thing with a heavy bug move. He, of course, not wanting that, switches out into his Steel Prick here. Caught in the sticky web, not that it matters. And First Impression connects, doing a nice chunk of damage. Looking at that HP range, I think if I go for my super powerful Z move here, I might be able to take it out. So, with the power of Z, we do our little dance and go for the Bug-type Z move. Savage Spin Out. Golisopod, a brilliant user of this Z move. And we wrap that thing up in some lovely sticky thread, smash it about, and then cut it open. And oof, heavy, heavy damage. If it wasn't for that leftovers, it would have died. Quite glad that the Power Whip does miss me. I don't think it would have killed me, but it would have done heavy damage and forced me to switch out. As he switches into Rock Plant. Silly me forgetting he had that thing. I went for a Water type move. Of course, a Water type move will not be any good here thanks to that thing's ability, Storm Drain. Now, there's not much Golisopod can do here, so I'm going to have to switch out. And I go into Delmise. If I can whack this thing with an Anchor Shot, we should be good. Out comes that Toxic. Good thing I avoid it. My opponent decides he wants to get that Toxic off on me no matter what. And we seal him in with an Anchor Shot, doing heavy damage as well. Unfortunately, we see the Rocky Helmet there as well. The Toxic does land. But oh well, I'm happy to be able to finish this thing off and not allow him to set up rocks beforehand either. So yes, another Anchor Shot goes out, and we do take it down. Good job, Delmise. Unfortunately, still taking that Rocky Helmet damage, and is now paired with the Toxic damage, bringing us quite low. Now out comes Goldberg. I doubt I'll outspeed, but there's no point in keeping Delmise around much longer. He actually pulls the double switch, which surprises me. My opponent must have thought I was going to switch out there, wanting to keep Delmise around, but there is no need. As we do take out the Farkle, who hits us with his Iron Barbs, which brings our HP down enough to the point where Toxic will probably finish me off. Ooh, but we see it doesn't. We're able to just cling on there as he brings out Mimikyu. But of course, we all know Mimikyu love to run the priority Shadow Sneak. But there's definitely no point in switching at this HP range, and I just allow him to take out Delmise. A bit unfortunate, but what can you do? We do see it as the Life Orb item. So I bring in Golisopod, and I figure I'll go for first impression, break that disguise of its. As the disguise does break. And what did my opponent go for? The Sword Dance. Golisopod should be able to live any hit, I think, except maybe Play Rough. But hey, I'm going to go for the Aqua Jet, get as much damage off as I can, and it does a nice chunk of damage. 50%, maybe just under. But we avoid the Play Rough. Unfortunate for my opponent there. As we do connect another one. Another Aqua Jet. And he does connect his Play Rough this time. But thanks to his Life Orb recoil, takes himself out as well. This leaves me with very few Pokemon, but one of them is Mega Charizard X, as he sends in Goldberg. I should outspeed thanks to that sticky web, and I'm going to Mega Evolve and go for Fire Punch. I did consider not Mega Evolving, thinking would my special defense be any better, but I don't believe it is. And yes, we just connect. A lovely Fire Punch, and down goes Goldberg. So that was a pretty fun, close battle. Could have gone either way there, I think. Got some lucky crits in that, but yes. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoy.